She thought it was just stress until one day it wasn't. And if you've been struggling with your energy, your mood swings, or hormones being off, whether it's your cycle or just getting older, or gut issues like bloating or gas, and you've just been brushing it off as well, I'm getting older, or it's just stress and I'm very busy. What do you expect? Then this video is for you because we're going to be breaking down the effects that stress has on your body, on your hormones, on your gut, on your energy, all these things, and what you can do about this before it turns into full burnout. So here's how it starts. You're busy, maybe a little more tired than usual, but you still push through. And your sleep gets lighter, maybe your periods are more unpredictable, you start feeling bloated even after normal meals. Maybe you're snapping more easily at people, or you're getting overwhelmed by little things that you normally handle just fine. You blame it on work, blame it on being a mom, or blame it on getting older, but your body's sending you a stress signal. These signs don't just go away. These problems tend to compound over time. Okay, your health is never just staying the same every day. It's either getting better or getting worse every day. And so chronic stress, it's messing with hormones, digestion, and mood, and energy. And so one of our clients, one of our practice members, was a 37-year-old mom of 2 kids, and she was a type A, right? She was always very successful and hardworking, really high-profile jobs. She just never stopped, go, go, go. And she came in thinking that she needed to just manage her time better. Her schedule was too busy, so she just needed to shift things around and make her schedule more effective. But looking at her labs, doing very comprehensive blood testing like we do with all of our practice members, it told a whole different story. It depleted her stress hormone, cortisol, over time, showing that her adrenals were off. Her thyroid was sluggish and showing signs of low function. And gut inflammation. So all these things together, were all signs, all red flags her body was waving for months, right? You're told things like, that's just PMS, or it's probably anxiety, or you're just getting older. But these are not throwaway symptoms. Okay, it's important to listen to these things like bloating, or pain at that time of the month, and brain fog, or feeling fatigued. Okay, they're not normal. They're just common. It doesn't mean it's normal for you. So when your body is stressed and it's undernourished, then your body's systems start to misfire, like your adrenal glands, which we mentioned earlier with our clients. So your adrenal glands are starting to pump out stress hormones, cortisol, and over time, that's good. It helps your body adapt to the stress, but when stress isn't just short term, when it starts to become longer and longer term, then your adrenals just can't keep up with that. And so they get tired over the long term and they start to burn out. Next piece that starts to become compromised is your gut. So the lining of your gut weakens, and this creates something called leaky gut, where the integrity of the inner lining of the tube of your stomach starts to break apart, and food particles get in that aren't fully digested because your digestion isn't working as well either. Stress decreases stomach acid, so your body isn't digesting food properly, and this food gets into the bloodstream and triggers the immune system, which 80% of your immune system lives in and around the gut. And finally, your sex hormones, so estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, all shift. And this makes cycles more regular, more painful, heavier bleeding, makes sleep harder to come by, makes weight harder to manage, especially not just burning fat, but building nice, lean, healthy looking muscle. So what happens if nothing changes then? Well, here's what happens is you hit a wall. So symptoms that were monthly now become more frequent, weekly, and then at some point even more daily. And you might try eating more clean and working out more intensely, or taking more supplements, but nothing sticks. The results aren't sticking. And why is that? Because you're treating the symptoms, not the actual root of the problem. So this dysregulation that stress triggers across your whole body, it's a chain reaction across every part of your physiology. And by the time your labs, do show something off, especially by conventional standards, which, they really wait until things are really off to call it abnormal, then you're usually too far down the hole in the burnout phase. And so we also had a woman who came to us after a full crash. So she couldn't get out of bed, and the truth is that the crash really started 2 years earlier, when she started skipping meals and had grief that was unresolved and sleep deprivation. And it just shows that the earlier we listen, the easier it is to reverse, rather than in that scenario, it was a lot more difficult, took a lot more time to help her body reverse course, because use this rule of thumb: for every year you've been ill, it'll take about a month to help your body reverse its trajectory and start to heal properly. So every symptom is a message, but the trick is knowing how to decode that message for you, because one woman's fatigue might be driven by blood sugar imbalance and blood sugar crashes, while another's is rooted more in gut dysfunction and hormone loss. And it's often a combination of things, not just a simple silver bullet. And so that's exactly what I want you to take away from this video. If you're just going to take one thing away, it's just knowing that if you've been dismissing your symptoms as just stress and that your doctor tells you everything's normal, that's not necessarily the case, and oftentimes actually it is not. We see it way too often. So if this is helpful, stay committed to your health, just one day at a time, do 1% better every day, and like and subscribe, because we're always coming out with new videos to help you regain control and empower you over your health again.